Are you an idol worshiper according to Judaism? Now, most people listening to this, who are engaging with this content or seeing this somewhere, the question itself is definitely, likely irrelevant. A person is probably not bowing down to statues, is probably not engaging in some sort of worship of an entity, a force, an object, or an image that is not the creator of the universe. If you are, God forbid, then that's a whole other discussion. Reach out to me privately. We can talk about how to navigate that issue, and hopefully we can come away with a way to stop engaging with that. But that's not the purpose of this video that I want to do. In Judaism, there is the big concept of idol worship, which is one of the 3 cardinal sins. We try to stay away from that with all of our being and all of our souls. But then there's psychological, spiritual forms of idolatry. Again, it's not literal. It's not the aveira, the sin of idol worship, but it applies to every single person, including myself and you listening to this right now. So I want to learn some Chassidut, Jewish mysticism, which includes a part of Jewish law, on the concept of idolatry from a more expansive viewpoint. This is unedited. I do short form content. My name is Rabbi Noah. I'm a psychotherapist and a rabbi, and I do a lot of short form content. So follow me along there, but I'm trying to experiment more with longer form. And I don't want to edit. This is like a class. It's like, imagine people coming to learn with me. We're just going to dive into a text together. We're going to study it. It's going to be a small text. Rabbi Shlomo, Chassidut, Jewish law, Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. Chassidut is the applied Jewish mysticism. I keep saying Jewish law. I don't know why. But let's jump into this together and learn a small text about the spiritual dimension of idolatry. Which, by the way, there are many different perspectives on the spiritual dimension. But here we go. Let me share my screen. Okay, let's read along together. Focus on one line at a time. It's a short piece, but it matters so much to internalize this. Rav Kook omer es ha'omek hachi amok. Rav Kook says the deepest thing in the world. Rav Kook, I don't need to go into all the rebbeim here. These are incredible rabbis. He was one of the first chief rabbis, the first chief rabbi of Israel before the state was founded. A genius, a leader, a lover of people, and a mystic par excellence. And he says something very deep. Eich hashpia aleinu hagalus betzura hachi chazaka. How did being in galut, being in exile, really affect us on the most strong chazak level? How did it really affect us, aside from being away from the land of Israel? Not being able to perform nearly 50% of the mitzvot without the Beit HaMikdash, without the temple. Judaism was a religion of both God and Hashem, but also his relationship to us through the land. We lost that, but how did Galut affect us on a psychological, spiritual, and emotional level? B'shorosh shel hakol, hagalut garma lanu lahafsik laha'amin ba'atzmenu. On a real soul level, on a root level, the galut, the exile, caused us to stop believing in ourselves, in our powers of soul. Rabbeinu pashut lo ma'aminim she'anachnu re'uyim le'or gadol. Most of us, on a simple level, don't believe that we are worthy of an or gadol, a great light in this world. Re'uyim lehis chadshus, re'uyim lehis galius, elokius. People that are worthy of newness, of starting over, are worthy of godly revelations. This is part of a larger piece. But just let's take this in. On a soul level, on a spiritual level, our Emunah in ourselves, and by the way, my name is Noach, and Noach is known to be somebody who believed in God. He believed in God, he followed God, he trusted God completely and totally when he said, don't start an ark. Don't believe that the world's going to sustain itself. You better get in the ark and listen to me. He did that really well. He believed in Hashem. But he didn't believe in himself. He had cutness of Emunah. He had a less Emunah in himself. He didn't try to influence people to change. He stayed stuck in a mindset that, okay, I'm going to listen to God, but I don't believe in my kochos, my power to affect other people. So that is a galut mindset. God created us as neshamas that can serve him. But in order to serve him fully and completely, we have to believe that God gave us a great light. Just like we're supposed to love other people, believe in other people, we have to mamish 100% believe in ourselves. And it is so heartbreaking. I work in mental health. It is so heartbreaking. Above everything, with all the God forbid suffering that I try to help people with, the saddest thing is the lack of a person's belief in themselves. And I'm not just talking about having intrusive thoughts. People have negative thoughts about themselves. It's okay that's natural, and God forbid in the first place they should happen. But what I mean is they don't believe in themselves and they don't act as if they are a great light in the world. Even if they have doubtful thoughts. Moshe Rabbeinu had doubtful thoughts. We all have doubtful thoughts. But they stayed frozen in their small-mindedness, their cutness, their littleness. And that is a form of galut that we carry with us no matter what, God forbid, wherever we are, we can carry that sense of, I'm not worthy of some great light from God. Lama zeh, madua anachnu, and I think at one point I combined two parts of a teaching, that's totally fine. Forgive me. Madua anachnu miskashim kol kach laha'amin, shesharei hashamayim psuchim. Why do we have so much trouble believing that the sharei shamayim are ptuach, that the gates of heaven are open? V'she'anachnu be'emet musugalim leda'at et hasodot hamukim beyoter shel ha'olam. And that we are actually capable of knowing the deepest secrets in the world. Why don't we believe truly and completely that Hashem is following us along in our life? Our neshama comes from Him. And He wants us. He's opening Sharei Shamayim. He's opening the gates of heaven for us to be all that we can be in this world. Why don't we believe in ourselves? Because Hashem's the one who made us. And if we don't believe that Hashem has given us this Or Gadol, then it's a lack of faith in Hashem. Which is why we're going to get into a sense that it's some sort of idol worship, avodah zarah, because it's a foreign type of worship to not believe in yourself and to not believe in your soul in this world. It's absolutely forbidden according to Judaism. And again, I know it's a struggle. And if it's not coming naturally, that's okay. But you have to know that it is not right. It is not what Hashem wants from us. Rav Kook omer, shemekevan she'enenu ma'aminim ba'atzmenu yoter. Rav Kook says that since we don't believe in ourselves anymore, we prefer, it might be subconscious, we prefer to live in darkness, to be in darkness, than to take a look at the great light that we have inside of us. And that is why people tell themselves stories. I work with people all the time that of course, have natural thoughts that are difficult to deal with and try to steer them away from their values in life. But part of my work as a therapist all the time is getting people to the level of commitment, to the level of ratzon, which is will, which transcends the mind, the feelings, and the action part of our consciousness and says, I'm going to do what's right, no matter what my mind tells me in the moment. I can make a decision, be led by my will, ratzon, to run after who I really need to be in this world. Most people don't commit to the changes that they naturally know that they need to make in the world. We see this, of course, in addiction all over the place. And my job in therapy, of course, is to go deep with people about why they are the way they are and what's been, creating this pattern. But the way to get the best insight into change in this world and to actually move forward, propel forward, is to commit to the change. And then when you commit to the change, when you start to believe in yourself by action, by becoming the great light, that even if you don't believe you're a great light, by acting as if you were a great light in this world, then when you do the right thing, then maybe thoughts come up about lack of belief in yourself and emotional blockages, but you're doing the work, you're moving forward, you're halacha, you're walking forward, and it changes. Instead of being on the sideline and saying, this is the 20 reasons why I can't do the thing that I can do, all the stories I tell myself, I still have those stories, but I still do what's right. Most people don't take committed action, and they'll say, it's for this reason and that reason, and I don't want to blame anybody, and it's just so painful. But most people are stuck in darkness. They don't truly want to change. And I'm not meaning to gaslight. It's hard to change. It is so hard to change. Our rabbis, our sages teach us, I wish I knew it by heart. I think it's the Vilna Gaon, that it's easier to learn a page of Talmud, which is very complicated and complex, than it is to work on your character and work on yourself. Not because it's complicated to know about what it is to do. Of course, on a deep level, I've done other classes on this that, we have a soul sense of what to do. Of course, we learn Torah, we have mentorship, we have external objective guidance. But we know deep down on a soul level a lot of times what we should do and how we should interact in this world. But we choose, even if it's subconscious, to live in darkness rather than try to face our great light. We're very afraid of that light. Baal Shem Tov omer she'ha'esmol sheli. This is crucial, and one line at a time, don't go further. Baal Shem Tov omer she'ha'esmol sheli, that my yesterday, ha'chata'im sheli, that my sins, hem ha'mishubadim ha'gedolim beyoter sheli, they are my greatest slave drivers. They are my greatest hindrances. It keeps me stuck and frozen. My yesterday. The story that I told myself yesterday, why I cannot be the great light that I am, why I cannot make the change to love and to be greater and to be kinder and to be wiser and to be smarter and to not waste so much time and whatever it is. That my greatest slave driver is my yesterday. It is heavy. It is holding me back, holding me stuck. Ani b'derech klal eved lema she'asisi esmo. I am a slave to what I did yesterday. Shezo ha'avodah zara hagdola beyoter. This is the greatest idol worship there is. That I'm a slave to what I did yesterday. This is such a core problem that people struggle with. And why is it idol worship? Because it's serving the version of yourself from yesterday. Not the Hashem, who's Yud Kei Vav Kei, which this name of God means was, is, and will be. This infinite presence, this present moment, this live now, Ata. Hayom, today. We live in the past. We worship the past. Again, it's not literal, but it is psychological. Right? And it has implications because some people believe that the gods just fade it, that you are this way. This is who you are. And in Judaism we say there's no mazal b'Yisrael. Our belief in faith, there's no faded. Of course we can say that, okay, God forbid, genetics or environment has influenced us. But the radical proposition of serving God and believing in God is that we are not a slave to that. There might be limitations. I can't wake up tomorrow and be 6 feet. I have to know that there are limitations. I can't just do infinitely anything. But way more than I believe. On a certain level, as much as it might be a holy thing, to cry over our mistakes, God forbid, it's still a bit of slavery. If it paralyzes us, if it makes us not move forward in our lives. Tish'al Yehudi, ech ze she'ata lo navi. This is a deeper topic, but you can ask a Jew, how come you're not a Navi? V'hu ya'aneh, ani Navi? Ata yodea ma asisi esmol. Do you know what I did yesterday? Now this isn't literal because, well, we don't believe in prophecy happening this second. When we get to Mashiach, prophecy returns. We know that prophecy has been away from the Jewish people. But this is a deep discussion about how at some point we're going to have that koach. And we're going to have to figure out what to do with it. What am I supposed to do with it? But people are going to be the biggest hindrances. I don't believe in myself. I don't believe that I'm worthy of this great or from Hashem. Look what I did. You remember what I did yesterday? Yeah, me. Ma'achpat lecha. And he's saying, Rabbi Shlomo is saying, what do you care? Ha'im ata eved shel ha'etmol? O she'ata eved shel Hashem? Are you serving your yesterday? Or are you a servant of God? Who are you serving? If you are serving the living God of the universe, the was, is, and will be, the one who believes in you infinitely. Rabbi Emunah, every morning we say, Hashem believes in me infinitely. Is that who you are? Or are you the person who lives in the story of the past that says, I can't do this, I can't be this way? And I'm not talking about just aspirational, you could be anything that you want to be. Go deeper than that. It's subtle. It's just subtle. It's more than just the big thing, that you don't pursue that career that you know you could. Of course, it's that too. It's way deeper than that. Way, way deeper than that. Ha'im ata eved shel ha'etmol, o she'ata eved shel Hashem? Are you a servant of yesterday, or are you a servant of God? That is a deep question. So Hashem should bless you and bless me, that we live in a consciousness and in a state of being that we trust in Hashem, of course, but that we trust and believe in ourselves. That doesn't mean we don't have thoughts that go against and remind us and try to put us, God forbid, off the path. We have to believe in our own souls. Our souls are great lights from God. It's just a fact. And the more that we embrace the fact that Hashem chose us and loves us and wants us to achieve greatness in this world, and that doesn't mean that every person has to be an influencer and every person has to be, a big teacher and a multimillionaire. It's not the point. Do you believe that God has given you a koach not to yell at your children? Do you believe that God has given you a koach to have peace with your wife? Do you believe that God has given you a koach to control your screen time, even though of course it's super hard and these technologies have been created to attack you? At least believe it. Don't delude yourself into thinking that God doesn't give you the capabilities to do that. Of course, there's limits to free will, but the limits are way less than you tell yourself in your mind. So, Let's have much hatzliach and much hatzlacha, and let's keep learning Torah together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Let's learn more Torah, always.